Hopeless here. Figured I'd upload. It's funny. I say that every time I ever upload, don't I? Well, most of the time, at least. Well, whatever. Anyhow, this is what if Naruto was abandoned when, No, I know, I've done this before, and I was going to continue on with that, but I had a better idea. Because I feel that the way that I've portrayed certain characters in a lot of what ifs I've done, it's not enough. I feel that they don't work the way that I would prefer them to do, or prefer them to. Like, if you remember, well, that is if this isn't a new channel to you, or if you haven't watched any of my older videos, that I made Danzo not as evil when he should be, considering who he is and how his character was made. No, disclaimer, not that it really matters, because YouTube probably still gonna catch me lacking. I don't own any pictures or music that I may or may not add in the future, as I am not very capable at editing at the very moment. Nor do I have access to certain music to play or anything like that, so for a while, none of my videos will have any music like before. And I suppose we'll just begin. This story will begin with a young boy. This young boy wouldn't be doing anything particularly special. He would be sitting at a table in front of a man. This man would have a bandage over his eye, as well as a cast on his right arm that would be held in a sling. The man would have an X-shaped scar across his chin. His brown, somewhat spiky, flat hair would stick out from atop his bandages, where a hole would have been made for his hair. His onyx black eyes would be piercing, seemingly drilling a hole into the boy, looking straight through him instead of at him. The boy would be wearing a black long-sleeve shirt with a high collar around his neck. He would have a gray vest that would look to be made out of a very strong material. He would be wearing black pants with... He'd be wearing black pants with white tape around his ankles, wearing black sandals. On his back would be a black ninjato with tape around the handle. The boy would be sitting there, and his eyes would be devoid of all emotion that a child his age would hold. The boy looked no older than 12. Now, the older man would look down at the boy, still piercing him with his gaze. Pause. Sorry, that sounds a little weird. Anyhow, as the man would be glaring down at the boy, the man would say, "Now, you understand your mission, do you not, boy?" The child would only nod his head, seemingly incapable of speaking or responding to the elder man. Now, Danzo would only nod at this being the older man's name. Danzo Shaimura, the Warhawk of Konoha, or the Yami of Shinobi. Originally, also a student under Tobirama Senju, the Nedaime Hokage, a former teammate of Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, and the Kami of Shinobi. Danzo would be the leader of a hidden organization. He would be the leader of a hidden organization within Konoha, or the village hidden in the leaves. This organization would be called Root. They would be similar to the Anbu Black Ops of the normal forces of Konoha, but these Anbu were trained very differently compared to the normal Anbu Black Ops. From a young age, they were taken from the orphanage within the village, and the emotions were beaten out of them until they only showed loyalty to that of Danzo Shaimura and to the Leaf. They would willingly die for the village with no hesitation, unlike normal men who would hesitate at the thought of death. These Root Anbu would gladly die if it meant protecting Danzo Shaimura. Well, none of this is particularly important at the moment. For now, we're going to go back to before this young child was turned into what he is today. We go to the night of the Kyuubi attack. The night where all of this began. Screams of terror could be heard. Explosions, crashes, bright lights flickering on and off. The sound of carnage would fill the night, as what could be seen would be the stuff of a shinobi's nightmare. The Kyuubi no Yoko, or the Nine Tails, a being of pure chakra and malice. This beast would have been sealed within a woman by the name of Kushina Uzumaki. This night would be different than other nights, as the Kyubi would have been unsealed and freely allowed to attack the village hidden in the leaves. The night of the birth of two sons. Sorry about the notification, if that was seen. But the birth of two sons, one which would turn into a moon, or perhaps an eclipse. Well, that's not important now. One son's name was that of Menma Uzumaki Namikaze, heir to the Uzumaki clan, as his Uzumaki traits were far more dominant compared to his father's clan, which is not truly a clan, as Minato Namikaze was really the only Namikaze alive, and his name means nothing. No. The other son, his name would be Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. His heir status to any clan is non-existent, as his brother would have already been given so much at his birth, while everything was taken from him. This night there was to be 3 children born, but while in the womb, Naruto would have strangled the 3rd child to be female in gender. This news would have broken Kushina Uzumaki's heart, along with Minato Namikaze, their parents, though it wasn't known that Naruto killed his sister. It was simply assumed that she died in another way. Now, a man wearing a swirling mask would be wearing a cloak as well, with the hood up, revealing one eye through the mask hole. Would be that of the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Minato and this masked man would be fighting, as this masked man was the reason the Kyubi had gotten free. As they would be fighting, more and more would die due to the Kyubi attack, since this man would have kept Minato distracted. In the end, Minato would have defeated the masked man, using his signature technique, the Rasengan, as well as his Haraishin, which would have been improved from the Night Aim's technique. Now, we see Minato and Kushina standing over the body, not the body, no, yes, the body, sorry, the body of Hiruzen Sarutobi, 3rd Hokage. The man would be dead, as he had used his life to perform the Shiki no Fyuen, or the Reaper Death Seal. A seal designed to summon the Shinigami from his realm, and command it to seal whatever it is that needs to be sealed into an object or person, costing the user's life. Minato had originally planned to use the seal, but he was unable to do so, as the Kyubi would have prevented it, and Hiruzen would have taken his place before he could resume. We're going to time skip, as we see two boys, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze and Menma Uzumaki Namikaze. The two happy boys would be simply in the backyard, playing as brothers would do at a young age. It didn't matter what they were playing. All that mattered was that they had each other. And... sorry. I'm not reading a script, so... thinking of things to say for this is a little difficult, I suppose. Well, anyhow. As the boys would be playing, their parents would be watching from inside the home, sitting at the dinner table. They would have smiles on their face before they turned grim. Minato would be sitting there, as his hands would be interlocked with each other. Kushina would be in a similar manner, as Minato would say, "It's time." The village has grown vile or violent due to not having any information of what occurred to the Kyuubi. While it hurts me to do this, Kushina, it needs to be done. One of them must be sacrificed for the greater good of Konoha. Kushina would only nod, not trusting her voice. Minato would say, "I believe Naruto would be the best choice for this." Kushina would look shocked before stuttering out, "Naruto? Why? Why Naruto?" Minato would answer, "Because he's strong, Kushina. I can see it. It's in his blood. If he knew the truth about what we're going to do from this day on, I believe that he will hate us, but if we tell him why we did this, I think he would understand." Kushina would have tears at the corner of her eyes, as she was about to forsake her son for the happiness of a bunch of strangers that she really does not care for. Kushina would just nod. This talk would seal the fate of Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze from this day on. He would be the village pariah from this day on, having been revealed to hold the Kyuubi. Though the truth is, Kushina Uzumaki held half of the Kyuubi, this being the yang half, while Naruto would hold the yin half. Menma would have a slight amount of Kyuubi chakra within him, though this is due to being born from a Jinchuriki. Naruto would look similar to that of Canon. He would still have his blonde hair, and his eyes would have been originally blue, but later on they would turn a crimson red with slits in them. We now skip to present day. We see Naruto kneeling in front of the Hokage, as Minato would be speaking to the boy in a very formal manner, that of which a father should never speak to his son. Minato had just ordered the boy to enter the academy as a bodyguard for his son, Menmen Namikaze, or Uzumaki. Naruto would only nod, not showing any form of emotion, though it's not like he could, as he was wearing a mask atop his Anbu attire. The mask would have no features on it, as it would only be a blank white mask with two slits for eyes. Now, this is where I'll be ending this, as I need to think more for new ideas and all that. From here on, there will be no new series, as I have to finish some before I start a new one. Well, until then, see you all next time.